Let's be real. The amount of watch faces available on the Apple Watch is kind of ridiculous because there's just so many to choose from. And because of that, I'm guilty of doing this. I usually just set an Apple Watch that I like and I just forget it. I don't even bother looking at all the other watch faces there is also available to choose from. But in today's video, I actually took the time to explore and check out some other watch faces I never really find myself using, and to my surprise, they actually have some fascinating hidden features. And so in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and run through watch faces that actually offer a little bit more than what you expect in terms of some useful features like a countdown, like a wind up timer you could wind up, kind of like one of those cook clocks. Some very useful tools that travelers can easily take advantage of. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you the watch faces that actually give you customization abilities and so much more. Let's go ahead and get started. So at the time making this video, the current firmware update that my device is actually on is the developer beta of WatchOS 9, which gives us access to a future unreleased watch faces right now, which sometime in the fall, maybe around September, alongside with the next generation Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Series 8, and possibly the Apple Watch Pro. So I have access to these watch faces, which I will still cover to make the video relevant even when those devices get released. So one of these new watch faces is the Astronomy. This isn't new or anything like that, but it did receive a new update where it will now show you a little dot icon exactly where you are on the globe. But in addition to that, if you actually long press and go to edit, in the view section, you have the moon to select from, the Earth, or the entire solar system. And the cool thing about the solar system, if you actually tap on it, you can actually use the digital crown to like see where each planet it lines up there at a time, and it'll tell you right there, including the year and everything. It's kind of cool. But there was a time when you were able to tap on it, it'll actually give you a whole list of like planets right here on the solar system, which act like a cheat sheet in some way. But at the time making the video, it doesn't look like that's a feature anymore, unfortunately. But back then you used to toggle it by simply tapping on the screen. Now, since the Apple Watch that we are using is indeed the Series 7, this does take advantage of the new Edge display technology, 1mm larger displays. So if we select the contour, here it is. Of course, this has the edge ability, so you can kind of see the numbers on the edge. It's just an appearance thing. Also, your notifications on the corner instead of down in the center. It's off by a bit. Now, if your device is not on silent, so let's go ahead and take our device off. With 2 fingers, if you actually tap and hold on the screen, Siri will verbally read out loud the time. And if you actually select either the Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse watch face, let me go ahead and show you. Add a watch face. It doesn't matter. It could be Minnie or Mickey Mouse, whichever one you select. If you do the exact same thing,
it's 1:09. Good afternoon.
Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse will actually tell you the time verbally in their character's voice. Now the Lunar watch face is coming out soon, and you can find it right here. The cool thing about the Lunar watch face is there is a calendar section, which you could have the Chinese calendar, the Hebrew calendar, or the Islamic calendar. When you select it, using the digital crown, this does give you the capability to look through the calendar right here, and it will actually show you the position of the moon as well, if it's gonna be a full moon or not. Kind of neat. Now, if we go ahead and switch to a watch face that supports the monograph, the California does. If you actually tap edit and go into complications, you can actually put a personalized message with the monogram. Right now I have this weird looking eye. This is from a recent video. But the California watch face supports custom messages. Meridian does too, colors, and monograph. Those are the watch faces that actually support personalized messages. So if you want to set that up, all you got to do is just go into your Apple Watch dedicated app. Let me lower the brightness real quick so the camera can pick it up. All you got to do from this page is just scroll down to where you see clock. Click on the clock section, and right here where it says monograph, click on it and just enter whatever 5 texts you want to add. 5 character text you can fit, that's the max. And now when you go back to your device, that's how you go rebrand or rename. That's how you can actually personalize your watch face, which is quite neat. And depending on the watch face that you're using, back then we were limited on what type of colors we could select from. But if you go ahead and select like a generic watch face like the Chronograph, which we're going to go ahead and cover in just a little bit. On the color section, if you don't see a color that you like, you can actually customize it. If you go all the way down to the very bottom, you can tap plus, and basically you could actually add more. So the color selection is almost endless now. Before, I remember there was a time when it was very limited. So it was the Chronograph, which is the one that we're using right now. This watch face actually has a built-in timer. If you actually tap the top corner right here, this is actually a stopwatch. As you can see, You can actually make different segments too. So there's another line for another one. It's pretty neat. So if you rely on the stopwatch a lot, you can actually have this watch face to be your main stopwatch. Now, even though we have additional watch faces that got added thanks to this software update, there's no other complication that holds the most complication like the Infograph. The Infograph is still one of the only watch faces that actually holds the most watch faces. This one can actually hold up to 8 different watch face complications. So if you tap edit, you'll see you have 1 on each corner, then 3 down here, and this big one in the middle can actually display a little bit more information than your typical complications down here. Ideally used for like the weather and such. So Infograph is the watch face you want to have if you want to have the most complication shortcuts available on your wrist. Now, solar dial and solar digital. These two watch faces are extremely powerful, especially if you're a photographer or videographer. Because when you add one, it'll actually display the sun position right here on your watch face, and you can actually use the digital crown to see ahead of time how long will it be for the golden hour to occur, or you can actually go back in time if you want to backtrack something. And if we actually go ahead and add solar graph right here, it does the same thing, where you actually take the digital crown and go ahead of time and see what time exactly will the golden hour take place. Again, these two watch faces are actually extremely powerful for photographers. Now, if your Apple Watch is the Nike version, the Nike Edition Apple Watch, you actually have a built-in shortcut. If we actually go ahead and select a Nike watch face, like these two, all of these all have the little Nike logo on the corner. See, we have our normal complications up here with the day and such, fully customizable, of course, like any other watch face. When you tap on the Nike logo, this will actually quickly launch the Nike Run Club app. Right now, I don't have it installed on my watch, but if it was, that Nike logo actually has a hidden complication. If you just tap on it, it will just quickly launch the Nike Run app. Now, Playtime was a watch face that got added within WatchOS 9 update that's coming out in the near future. And this watch face, it's kind of interesting. It has a cool animation. Of course, this is more targeted towards kids. School mode and stuff. It will display the time, of course. Nothing out of the ordinary. But if you tap on it, each character actually reacts to the amount of times you tap on it. But the way they behave is kind of like in a painful way. So I don't know if this is mean or not, but whenever your always on display is enabled, they fall asleep. So a little bit, so these are like interactive characters. Now, since we're still in the discussion of WatchOS 9 watch faces, Portraits actually now supports pets. So with portrait shots, it uses AI learning to put the subject in front of the time, like as you see right here, this little preview, but now it works with pets. Now the Chronograph Pro watch face actually has a built-in technometer. If you could just tap and then tap the green, it will just start automatically. And if you'd like to customize it even more, just go ahead and end it, go into the edit section. You can actually select the different time scales you want to actually select. Now count up, if we go ahead and select this one too, this watch face, if you tap on this, you can actually select like a 40, a 50-minute timer, and etc. You can actually tap start, and it will actually start like a whatever timer you left it on, kind of like a cooking clock on your wrist. And it doesn't interfere with anything because you can still have access to your complications, and it will give you haptic feedback once it's done. Now, if you have a cellular version Apple Watch, not only do you have like the red ring on your digital crown, but you have access to the Explorer watch face. And what's this Explorer watch face? Right now my cellular connection is disabled, but this is the watch face that will actually show you your reception signal. But this is the watch face you'll be using if you want to see the reception signal. Now GMT, this watch face, when you add the GMT watch face, this actually gives you the capability to see the time zone all the way around the world. So you have every single time zone right here on your wrist. And it's quick to get access, and you can actually check mark it, and it will be the default one. So if you travel a lot, this will be the watch face I'll highly recommend checking out. Now, if you're looking for the cleanest watch face that doesn't have too much going on, you have to check out Simple. Simple, basically, it says it right there in the title. It's just a simple watch face. It doesn't have too many, just does the ideal things that you want it to do. Now, if you rely on Siri a lot, I highly recommend the Siri watch face. This will constantly just give you your Siri suggestions, depending on how good you are with Siri. My relationship with Siri, it's all right. Sometimes it gets it right and sometimes it doesn't. But it will always have like the important things you do daily right here in front. Yeah, it's a red day, I guess. Now the World watch face, This is also perfect for travelers, but this actually gives you the ability to see the time zone right here live on your wrist. So instead of like doing the digital crown like the GMT one, and if you like to see if it's night or dark, you can actually tap the globe, it will actually rotate. So you can actually see if it's dark or light time in that time zone. This could also be great for like relatives and stuff like that, so you don't call them like in the middle of the night if they live worldwide. And then lastly, the extra large watch face, which is always at the very bottom. This is the biggest watch face you could add on your Apple Watch. It just makes everything large. Perfect if you have vision issues, but if you actually tap edit, now it actually supports complications, which will also be an oversized complication, but it only has support for one massive one, as you see right here. And there you guys have it. Hope you guys got some good useful information out of this video. Found a new interesting watch face that best suits you for your daily needs. So if you did, please leave this video a like, as those help me out a lot, and get subscribed, especially if you enjoy a lot of tech videos just like this. Now if you'd like to find out more amazing features you can do on your Apple Watch, check out this video over here, as that is a video where I cover a bunch of interesting settings to adjust to unlock more capabilities for your device. And then the video next to that one, that's just the video YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.